Yolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and welcome to another Let's Play. And before we get into today's events, filming in the evening once more, a little recap of the incursion that just ended a good hour ago. As you could see in yesterday's video, I was working on two servers. I have accounts on two servers, and they are very different in case of incursion. The fun part is EU server 138 and EU server 110 kinda got the same amount of points out of the other server. The big difference that you can imagine after yesterday's video is that server 138, for a while they did kind of 50-50 play, but in the end they got beaten quite hard. And server 110 with the same amount of points really gave away much less points than 138 and won big time. So there's the big difference with in case of shield discipline, with preparation of the servers, with station emptying and purges and everything, and that really makes a difference. But I've got my small account open right now, and that was quite successful. I don't have that much competition there because it's an older server. I have a low-level account, but worked quite well. And I, even if I didn't have that much time, could score a little. As you can see, I just received a little bit for the battle pass. That was because today we have Unity. Unity is a bit hard on this small account because I really need to get the 60 points by clicking the purple button with the Alliance help, because Alliance contribution is quite expensive for a smaller account on an older server, so I have to do it that way. But we have Operation Grand Slam. Once again, the last steps for that. Oh, come on. The trivia, the last part of the trivia is what is the name of the Dominion's main stronghold in the Alpha Quadrant? It's a bit because for a short time it was Deep Space Nine. Of course, under Cardassian rules, once again, it's called Terok Nor, but it's not in this case. It is Cardassia Prime, because that was the last stronghold of the Dominion in the end as well. You know, when they destroyed Lacarian City, the Cardassian defected to the Federation Alliance. Then the female founder, recalled all ships, all the Dominion and Breen ships back to Cardassia Prime for the last stand. And so that's how I took that as the last stronghold. And I mined one pass deal, and that worked. So I completed all of these events because I just filmed the German Let's Play. It's always the issue when you have two languages that you have to work on. For that, I did the first part of the last faction hunt that we're having today as well, which we will talk about in a second. And that also completed the final inning, the SMS, the last SMS of the Operation Grand Slam, because it was just hostile hunting. And I also completed the daily event for hostile hunting, which we have today. So the Pinnacle of Power. Just finished 3 events with 1 attack in Termini Murus. I completed Pinnacle of Power, Operation Grand Slam, SMS, and the Klingon faction hunt. Here I also have artifact upgrades and fleet commanders. That's always a bit harder to do on my level. And later on I also will have to do some swarms. And I had to pick up the last anniversary celebration gift from the gift section. And I already completed the anomalous phenomena. That's just easy. 4 times jumping with the discovery, and that's it. But talking about the discovery, there's something that is quite unique for such a new account. And you will remember today, when I'm filming this, it's the 6-week anniversary of this account. And I'm already at this place here, as you can see, with a Starship research for the discovery. I just need one more research here for the jump efficiency. And the jump efficiency is the last part that's missing for the summoning, to research the summoning. And that is early. Needed much more time the last time I did that. And that is because we are having this Jubilee event and the event shop doesn't really have something I urgently need. The offices, all of the offices, I'm very far away from getting any of these. And so ship parts were the other alternative because there are no blueprints. Of course, I would have loved blueprints, but there are none. So I decided to get the Spore Drive components and try to get as much done of the summoning research as I can, because having that early is a big game changer for me. So I will soon do that, and we can have a quick look, because almost everything is finished, so we can have a look if I can get enough to do the last research. I can do 2 exchanges. Don't know if that's enough, but we will take a look still. And maybe there are a few points coming in from the AMS or so. But let's have a look if we can at least do the last pre-component. Yes, we can. And we will just speed that up to see how much I will need in the end to get for the summoning. That will be quite a number. That will take some time, but it's still very early to do that. So I will need to collect some gas that is quite expensive with 604. And I will need to collect another 5,410 Spore Drive components. But that is what I will be working on now to get the summoning in place, because that is a really important research. And if I can get that early, it will help me a lot. But let's get back to the events. That was the research points. I also said we have Faction Hunt once again. I'm doing all 3 of them. You have to activate the faction hunts. The very first one that I had in these videos, you didn't have to, but since the second one you had to activate them, I activated all 3 again, because at the moment I will lose a little bit reputation for the Federation by hunting the hostiles. But compared to what I get in materials on my level and the worth of those materials, I will take that little hit. It's not that much. It's not the events that will cost me reputation, only the hostiles I'm going to hit in about a minute. And I'm not hitting miners or survey ships, so I will not lose too much. So I will take that, but I get a lot of ore here. You see 104 here, and 104 ore is still a lot on my level. And talking about level, today I just went to Ops 33, and I did that because I wasn't completely sure anymore, because it's so long ago. If I want to get blueprints for the Enterprise from the Legacy Away Team store, it's not in there yet. I wasn't absolutely sure if I need the shipyard or reputation very close to the 10 million lock. So I'm just doing both now. Very soon, as soon as I collected some gas tonight, I will be able to build the shipyard, have that in place already. The 33, I'm quite sure it's 33 that I need. But it's more than 3 years ago, so I really don't remember. So I just make sure I have everything in place that I want. Otherwise, I will wait for the reputation to go higher. But I've got 100k of the away team credits here, and I can get 3 blueprints for the Enterprise every day here via this store as well. So it's really worth it to do everything I can to do that in the end. And I still need to upgrade my Intrepid a little bit until then. But my ship anyway got stronger. It's almost 2.5 million now just by research and buildings. And we're using that with the Borg crew at the moment. Because we didn't have a Mega Cube event, so I only had the Cosmic Cleanup yesterday to get 10 more shards for the Vita. So we need another week until I can get the Vita via the Cosmic Cleanup. Because we didn't get a Mega Cube event this month, which is quite a pity. They are canceling Sarah's Invasion, but I hope we will get a Mega Cube event very soon again, because I would be a little bit furious if we don't get those, because on my level that event is still important, and hope they didn't cancel that as well completely. But I have to live with what we're getting at the moment. It's the second faction hunt. That's what I said. I wanted a Mega Cube event, by the way, but nevertheless. So I cannot exchange Federation messages at the moment, but still I just see a scout, so I just take it. Why not stockpile a bit for later? And so I just take the scout as well. I will just do the minimum here in Federation hostiles to finish the faction hunt, and then I will immediately stop hunting Federation hostiles again. And I will just even that out a little bit overnight by auto-leveling with my Saladin in a lower level system, though. So it takes longer and more hostiles to get the reputation back, but it will be Klingon hostiles, which give more reputation, and it will be the whole night. So I will try to even that out again, and so still work on my reputation. And later on I'll see if I can get more done for my Federation daily event to get some more reputation points and, of course, Federation credits out of there, because Federation credits are the other thing I really have to collect at the moment. I did the commendation rank thing for the mission already, so everything I'm collecting now is for Enterprise blueprints, and I've got a few thousand again. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, 4,500 I got. If I only would get the blueprints there, I would need 75k. So that's why I have to work in parallel with the away team store, with collecting credits. I will collect more credits tonight, of course. Haven't done the hunt the Klingons for the Federation yet, and so there will be more credits in there as well. And so tomorrow I should have at least, I don't know, 5,000 or something. And I'm working on it. But as I said earlier in this video, this account is 6 weeks old. And I've kicked some butts today in Incursion. There was something that showed a little bit what I'm saying a lot, that the FKR ships are still important. A level 42 player, and I was a level 32 player at that point, came to kind of an FKR fight with me with a Vidar. Yeah, I served him. And I even, and there we are at the point, that's why I say special ships are nice for their special occasions, but they will never replace FKR ships in from my point of view. With one exception, that's the Borg Cube later. On my big account, the Op 69 account, of course, my Borg Cube is still the main ship at the moment. That will change once again when I get to 70 somewhere next year. But all the other ships do not replace the FKR ships in my eyes. So I'm still working with those. And I've beaten all the special ships that came my way today from higher level players. And on the other hand, my little ship here with the 2.5 million, that's the other part that I'm always repeating is do your research, have your research on par, have your buildings in place and everything, because I did crack with a 2.5 million Saladin, I did crack 25 million stations. Just saying. And so that's the point, what you can do if you really take care of your research and everything else. And all the research, including the Starbase research, and I talked about the Cardassian armadas on my main channel last week, so you always should keep that in mind. And we're getting another milestone done for the Romulans, and there should only be one left if I counted correctly. That's always a little bit the problem with speaking and flying. I always say don't drink and fly, but you shouldn't always speak and fly, so we just need the last one. It's a few points still, but then we have another one done, and then I only need to hunt the Klingons anymore and get started with hunting the swarms, but I don't know how many I can do tonight. Got an early appointment tomorrow, which is unfortunately important. And then afterwards, I have to start filming. The next week is completely, my whole normal schedule is completely screwed up because of Arcfall. That means on Monday, I will not be filming STFC for the week in German as I usually would do. I will be filming Brexit and stuff like that, and then the Let's Plays, of course. And on Tuesday, of course, there will be my noon TLDR video once again. For those who don't want to read the announcements themselves, what's coming up at the evening on Tuesday. On Tuesday evening, I will try to do a little from the experience what I'm usually doing, a kind of an experimental Arkfall Let's Play, one in German, one in English, that you hopefully will see on Wednesday morning if everything works out the way I'm planning that. But I won't tell you more now, otherwise you're just disappointed if I get into some technical difficulties. It's a bit more complicated for my setup here, because I had some issues even before filming this now. Sometimes everything does what it's supposed to do, and sometimes you want to do something very simple, and it just annoys you. And I needed quite some time before filming the 2 Let's Plays tonight, before I got everything working. Why ever? Yesterday everything was fine, even a more complicated version was fine, and then today the simple version didn't want to do what it's supposed to do. But now it's working, as you can see, while we are hunting a few more Federation hostiles. And as I said, I'm hunting the battleships here. First of all, the Saladin is an interceptor, so it makes sense to hunt battleships. And I hunt battleships because if I would hunt survey ships, I would lose more reputation here. That's why I picked the battleships, just to lose as little Federation reputation as necessary. And I'm still gonna get more materials out of that. And then hopefully, after I did the last one, what did it say after the last one? Didn't I do the... No, the last one is still open. The last one is the one I need for the R&D department. And then I can upgrade that one as well. Yeah, it's sometimes hard to keep in mind what materials you get from what event, especially if you once again have so many grind events at the same time. They will not take that much time because, as I said, the first round I was flying, I did 3 events with 1 round of attacks in Termini Murus, and now I have to do the next 2 FKR events here, and it shouldn't take that much time. You see that just while talking to you, I almost completed the second one. Hopefully it will be completed very soon, so that I can stop hitting Federation ships. Yeah, Federation is my main faction at the moment. And I'm quite curious what tomorrow evening, probably there's only Latinum Rush, so nothing very complicated on Monday evening. But also not so much material coming from that. So, but with a new arc coming up, and we already know we will get a new fleet commander. Looking forward to see what his abilities are and what else they are going to introduce into the game. So from Tuesday on, there's a lot we need to talk about. And at the moment, on my main account, on my main channel, you still have the videos about the G7 ships, where I did this little preview since I could show them to you. And so there's still something to watch, of course. And now we've got the next milestone, and that was the last one. That's why I stopped my ship from attacking. And so we just recall it first, empty the cargo hold, and then I will send it out into Klingon space to finish up with the faction hunt. But that's what happened since yesterday, kinda. And so looking forward to hear from you what you would like to see, for example, on this small account. But of course, the big topic soon will be Arkfall, and there will be loads about all the new stuff in the new Ark, of course, on my main account, or my main channel. I always mix up account and channel. I don't know why that is. because in German it is two very different words as well. And yeah, but it's sometimes confusing, at least when you try to translate something in your head while you're speaking. The time that I used to live in the UK, in London, of course, there is a point when you live in another country, you always speak that language of the country, because that's the polite thing to do, and I always thought so. And when as long as anybody was around who didn't speak German, of course, I never would have spoken German in the UK, even with my German friends. And so there is a point when you start thinking in that language. But I returned a long time ago, so to speak, and thinking in German again, and that makes it a bit more complicated to film in English nowadays. But I hope you could get everything I wanted to tell you today. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.